Welcome back to Brand Champions. I'm Howard Wolpoff, your host. Again, it is brought to you by Teal, the agency. And excited to talk about branding with Bryan Carter from Think Creative Intelligence. And Bryan, welcome to our conversation today.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, I appreciate you being here and love to learn more about some of your thoughts with regards to branding. So let's jump in with a conversation that you have with your clients. I know a lot of them come in with preconceived notions of what their business is and what they think is the way to market themselves. But how do you have that conversation with them to get them in a direction that really will resonate with an audience?
Well, actually, that's pretty interesting. Clients usually come in for one thing, and then during our conversations, figure out they need a little bit more than they came in for. So they may come in for a website or maybe a visual brand, and then as we go through, we talk about their business to business strategy. We get into the communication strategies, and they figure out that there's a lot more to their business that needs to be tweaked, sometimes fixed, than they're anticipating. So that usually leads into a consulting arrangement, and from there, we end up probably building the things they asked for, but probably a lot more.
Well, it's good that you have that understanding and overview of the whole process to be able to cover the bases as the conversation gets larger. But today, what are some of the key components that you are implementing with companies to really help to get their messages resonating with the right audience for them?
So again, I think key components come out of that consulting. Most people don't understand what a strategy is. They think they may have a business strategy. They think maybe things are just working, so they think everything's fine. So we walk in, figure out what their unique proposition is. We get rid of the qualifying terms like better, best, biggest, because all the things that other competitors say the same thing. So we want them to offer something that the competitors don't offer. That's the biggest key in getting the branding started. So a logo does not make your brand. It's just a representation, visual representation. And getting rid of that confusion, I think, is the biggest start of getting their brand put into the right direction.
And it's a very good and strong message. I laugh because right now there's a big television campaign with one specific company talking about how they're the best and challenging themselves, whether they can say that or not. But if you have the right amount of money, you can have a kind of campaign like that. If you don't, you really have to have the right budget and the right mindset to speak about who you are in the right way to make sure that you are getting your strengths out so people can really want to move forward and do business with you.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can come in and say you're the best. You might even be the best. And internally, you might know that. Your competitors might know that. But anybody coming off the street doesn't know that. All they hear is everybody in your category saying that they're the best. So you really those are very dangerous spaces to be in. If a client says you're the best, that's a little different. So we really work with we call a lead and a follow. The lead is the promise you're going to make to people, something they can test, they can learn on their own, and they can own the information. So it's just not a guy telling them. The follow can still be we're the best, because that's after they experience you, then they can say those things. So we had a surgeon who was a little bit challenging because the unique value he was bringing to the table really was his bedside manner, the way he worked with clients. And it's something that every surgeon would say. So that's a more challenging situation, because then you got to figure out something else, a different way to approach the market to get people to pay attention to you. Because normally that is the follow. The follow is, hey, this was a really great doctor. They knew me, knew my family, and really cared about me, asked for the right questions. But every single, name a surgeon that's not going to say that up front, or a doctor that's not going to say that up front. They're all going to say it. So you got to figure out what is the thing that you're going to promise people that no one else has.
Yes, finding that right differentiator really is key to make a statement, because there are a lot of people who have very similar businesses, very similar personalities, and it's trying to strike that right chord with your audience to make sure that they are getting that attention. And so, Bryan, we thank you so much for you to have joined us today to share your thoughts on branding, and appreciate everything that you do for your clients.
I really appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
And thank you all for joining us as well. Find that differentiator is very important because there are a lot of businesses that are very similar, and you want to make sure that you're making your mark and you're standing out and getting that audience that you're focusing on to notice you and want to work with you. So you really have to dive in deep to make sure you're finding that right message. But we appreciate you being here today. Go out, have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time.